Hello, welcome to Chess Prime. As part of this video, we are going to understand how to change the port number of a Spring Boot application which is running in Eclipse or command line. So basically, there are three ways we can able to change the port number. Like I mentioned here, we can able to change the port number with the help of property file, and the second one is by using the java jar command, and the third one is by using the menw spring boot run command, which is provided by default a spring boot project. So these are the three ways we can able to change the port number of the Tomcat server which is running inside your spring boot application. One is property file, second one is java jar command, and the third one is menw spring boot run command. So to understand this one, we'll try to create a simple Spring Boot application from Spring Initializer, and then we'll start analyzing these three approaches. So for this, I'm going to use the Spring Initializer to create a default, a basic Spring Boot framework or application. So for that, I'm going to use Java, Maven, and the latest version. I'm going to give the com test Spring Boot port demo. So this is my application name, Spring Boot port demo, and I'm going to give the package just com dot test. So this is my package, and I'm going to use jar. I'm going to use the latest Java because I'm trying to use the latest version, so try to use the corresponding Java 20. So the dependencies I'm going to add, we need a simple REST client, so you can add as a web, Spring Web. So that's it. As part of this, you'll be getting the default server as Apache Tomcat. So this port we are going to use it to change to different number from default port 8080 to some default number. So this is about a simple Spring Boot creation with the help of a Spring Initializer, and then click on generate. Yes, your Spring Boot application is ready. Just go here, take it, and keep in a different folder whichever you are interested. So I'm going to keep it over here and unzip it. Yes. So for demo, this is unzip version. You can just open this project in your Eclipse. So this is my Eclipse. You can just right click, import, select under Maven, select existing Maven project, and then paste it here and select the POM version. It will try to download. Yes, it's done. So Spring Boot port demo. So this is the project files. We can see it over here. So this is the default Spring Boot application we can see here, and this is the application properties. So these are the two default files which were generated as part of the project creation. So now I want to write a simple controller to test our application. So basically the package name I had given com.test.controller. My REST controller is my controller, and then finish it. So the controller is ready. So as per the previous video, we have seen how to make this class as a REST controller. You have to give the REST controller annotation, and then we need an API which will return some string. So it will return string get my name. So this is the basic API. I'm going to expose it to test it or port number change, port name change. So for this one, I'm going to annotate as a get method, get mapping. You can give the API name. test port. So you can call this API and it will return the one of the string. So I'm going to give. So this is the default string. I'm going to return it if someone call this API, and this is my REST controller, and this is my get method. So this is the way you can able to build simple REST service. So your REST service is ready, and this is your Spring Boot main application. So the first approach, we are going to see how to change the port number from the property file. So before changing the property file, so first let me run it and see the default port. So if you see here, so I have not changed any port number. I just ran my Spring Boot application, and you can see Tomcat initialized with the port default port as 8080. So let me access my 8080 slash test port. So first time I'm running, let me run test port. So when I'm accessing the default port, so I got the string, and you can see here first time, right? So I'm running, so dispatcher servlet got initialized. When I'm running second time, it won't run again, it won't initialize it. Let me run it if you want to see here. So there is no change in the log backend side. So dispatcher servlet will be initialized first time, and we can able to receive the string from the service. So, so now I don't want to use this port number, I want to use something different. So how to change that one? The first approach is property file. So here you need to use server dot port equal to what the port number you want. So I want to use 41 server dot port. So we have changed our property file. So what we have to do, we have to restart our application, our server. So let me run it again, and we'll see it. See, your application is ready, and now come back here. You can see here Tomcat initialized with port as 41s. So I can able to change the port number to a different number which I'm interested. So now go back here and refresh. So because this port, with this port number, there is no server is running, so that's the reason we are getting the set can't be reached. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the port number 8080 to 41 and press enter. So you can able to receive your string. So this is one of the approach. You can able to change the Spring Boot default port number to our own port number. So the second approach, what I said, is by using Java jar command. So before running or using that approach, we need to stop the server from Eclipse. For this, we have to use the command line. So before using this approach, make sure you have installed the Java and set the path of JDK. Then you can come here. So here we are going to use it. So before using that one, make sure you should be in jar location. So jar will be there generally under target folder. So right now there is no jar here, it's not yet generated. So you have to run maven command to generate the jar. How to run it? Maven clean install. So run this command, it will generate the jar inside your target folder. So just watch it here and let it run. Once this command execution is done, you can see your jar over here. Still it's executing. Yes, now you can see this command execution is completed, and you can see your jar under target folder. This is the jar which is generated. So we are going to use this jar file to run our Spring Boot application, and then we will be changing the port number. So you just move to the target location, just move to this target location, close all other windows. Yeah, so this is the place, our Spring Boot demo. I'm in target location. Now how to run this Spring Boot application with java jar command. So this is another approach, java hyphen jar, and then pass the jar. After that you have to pass hyphen hyphen server dot port equal to 42s. So basically I'm trying to change the port number, or I want to run my application in this port 42s. So this is the command you have to use, java hyphen jar followed by your jar hyphen hyphen server port equal to whichever port you are interested, and then press enter. So your Spring Boot application will start with this port. Just maximize it. So you can see here Tomcat server started and port 42s. Now come back to your application and try to restart. So here you will not get the response back because now we have changed the port number to run it. Yes, you can see now you got the response. So it just took some time, and then after that you got the response. So now it is using the 2222 as port number. So you'll be getting the response. So this is second approach. We can able to change the port number by using the java-jar command. So there is a last approach, we are going to see it. Just press Ctrl C and then you will come back here. So then you go back to previous location where your project is there currently. So the third approach, what we are going to use it, command line, by using the mvn spring boot run command. So you can able to find these commands in your video description. So for this one we are going to use a mvn spring boot run command. So this mvn spring boot will come as part of your project, so that we are going to see it now. If you come back to your Spring Boot application, you can see here mvn windows command, mvn windows command. So this we are going to use it for our demo purpose, and this will come by default as part of your Spring Boot application. So this is the command we are going to use it, mvn w. So now come back here. Where is your command? This is your command window. So first we have to type here mvnw. So this is the command we are going to use it, which is already available. So after that what you have to type, spring boot hyphen, this basically plugin, spring boot hyphen spring hyphen boot colon run. So basically we are trying to run our application with the help of plugin which is already available. So let me show you the plugin. If you go to your pom.xml, you can able to see that plugin. So this is the plugin which is available. It's a Spring Boot. Inside this run command is available. So we are going to use that command to run our application. So as part of that we are going to we need to provide the arguments. As part of the arguments we need to provide the which argument is required in our case. So basically we are going to use Spring Boot. We need to pass the arguments dot run dot arguments equal to So inside this, basically we have to pass the arguments whichever we are interested. So the main argument here it is server dot port equal to 43. So this is my port number. I want to change it. So let me explain you one more time the command. So mvnw, this is already present in your workspace, which is coming as part of your project. Mvnw. So this is Windows command. If you see here, Windows command script. After that, Spring Boot run. So this is the plugin which is already available in your pom.xml. Spring Boot run. So inside that, a run particular one we are calling run command, and then we are passing this Spring Boot run arguments, and inside that you can pass any number of arguments by separating comma. So right now we are passing only one argument, so we no need to mention comma. We just mention like this. So this is the command we are going to use it to change the port number to different number from default 80802. After that you just press enter. Yes, if you see here, now Tomcat got initialized with default port 8080. It got overridden with 3333. So this is the number or port number we had given over here, right? So this is the way you can able to change the port number in three ways. One is by using the property file, and another one is Java jar command, and third approach is mvnw spring boot run command. So this is this Spring Boot argument, and you can pass any kind of argument which is required for your application. So let me test or verify this one. So now come back here and refresh. So it won't give any response because now the port number is, so this is the port number. Now let me change that one to, press enter. Just press enter here. Come back. So now your server is running under 3333, and you can able to receive the response back. So this is the way you can able to change the port number in three ways. One is property file, and another one is Java jar command, and third approach is mvnw spring boot run command. I think that's all about this video. If you like the video, you can subscribe to the channel for more subsequent videos, and thank you so much for your time.